Hi. Hello. Hi, guys. Hi. Does traditional tattoos last longer than this new era of tattoos? Is there a way I can cover up this tattoo? Okay. Okay. You're falling into a trendy trap. It is almost as trendy as the tribals. Question: fact or myth? Color fades faster than black and gray. Why do people do this? Why do you just like? Well, anyway, yeah. First, intro.
This is the TAT Chat with Electric Linda.
Hello, hi, and welcome back to the TAT Chat. I hope everything is okay. Looks like the sound is okay today. We've been having so much problem with this microphone. I hope it's okay. Let me know if it shouldn't be okay, because I can't look at the audio thing all the time. So hello, I mean, it's so cool that you guys are like here and chatting way before we're starting. So hi Frazinu, Baden Bella, hello. Shiro, long time no see. Stacy, Tim, Atsuko, hello from Japan. Hello, awesome. Michael, Daphne, Linda, Michael, Dan, Shawol, Josh, Anna, Ruth, Mandy. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to see you guys. Sounds perfect for me. The sound good. Thank you. Good. And let me know if it should be suddenly, breaking up or something, because it happens. So in this episode, we're only going to do consultations, and I'm probably gonna, let you guys ask me some questions in between, and of course in the end we'll do some Q&As. But I can't answer the chat like questions while I'm making a design, So I'm gonna try to keep these episodes very effective. As you know, we only have 1 hour. I want to give you the most value that I possibly can. And it's become a new tradition now that every Sunday after the TAT Chat, I go straight to to Twitch, to my channel there, and I have sort of like the TAT Chat after party. You can call it that. It's more relaxed, just chatting, just chilling, and sort of we can talk about anything you want. So I'm keeping it like strictly the TAT Chat here on YouTube. And for those of you who sort of, you didn't have time to, get your question answered or anything, you can join in on Twitch later. Okay, so hello everyone, and it's nice to be back. Another week has gone by so fast. So let's do some consultations. When are you doing the photo review? I sent a few things. I seen many people have sent to me like, can you review this? Can you tell me your point of view? And you have sent it in as a consultation, and then you sort of misunderstood. The consultations I do is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna do design digitally on Procreate on your tattoos, because you have asked for a cover up or something like that. And I'm showing you what I would do if you, were to come to me with this tattoo. If you want me to critique your tattoo, like tell you my honest opinion of your tattoo, then it's the critique form you have to sign up for or submit your tattoo. Does that sound cut again? Or is it just you, Daphne? The mic is lagging a bit. Okay, let's just go to the to this microphone then, and we'll just skip even though it's a bit because then the microphone is not that good on this microphone. It's not that good. It's crackling as well. This is also crackling. Then it has to be some like settings or something in the streaming thing that is so weird. Crackly sound. Well, I'm sorry about that, people. I really want to have this. It sounds better now. Okay. Okay, good. I'll just work with this microphone, and I need to fix the good one later then. Okay. If the sound is good enough, I love your voice. If the sound is good enough now, we'll just go and jump straight into the first tattoo consultations. I did do one little change. I always do changes in the stream, you know. And this time I removed the timer. And I'm just going to look at the clock, really. Okay. First one is Celia. Any good ideas for a cover-up? And, you know, first thought I got when I see this, you know, guys, usually when I have a consultation in the studio, I have you there in front of me. I can talk to you face to face. I can see. Oh, thank you for a super chat. I'm going to answer that after this one, okay? Thank you so much. So when I have a consultation, I have you right in front of me. We are face to face. I can read you in a way. Sort of not like a medium, but I can sort of think that I understand what you're saying, you know, between the lines, even though I'm very bad at that. But at this one, you know, since I can't see you, I don't know what you want. It's just any good ideas for a cover-up. Then I just have to guess. And when I'm guessing, is the music too loud? Sorry. Okay. We'll try that. Is that better? And microphone up a bit. Oh, that's okay. That's because I had the wrong microphone. Oh my god, these settings are changing, you know, when I'm changing my scene. So, okay, up with the microphone and down with the music. Okay, good. These consultations here, I have to guess, right? So I'm guessing with this thing she has on her back, this is sort of a Nordic inspired ornament. I feel, you know, almost like Vikings and stuff, but it's also not very Vikingish, but maybe more like a fairy tale vibe. So I thought fairy tale, and then I thought what could cover this the best way possible. Well, a tree. It's perfect. But I'm not very fond of just drawing on a tree. That usually don't end well. I don't like it when people just draw a custom tree, like, you know what I mean? So what I was thinking was to like find a really nice artwork, like a painting or a drawing that has the vibe that I was looking for. So I did search on Pinterest, and I found a tree that I thought was like, yes, this would be cool as a cover-up. And it would really work. We'll do this just as I see it. When you darken it, you just see that it keeps the dark areas and then just sort of makes the light areas transparent, and that's sort of what's happening when you are covering a tattoo. Maybe next time you should get a clip-on mic. Yes, yeah, that could be better maybe. Or I could just have my amazing microphone, but it's just the connection thing that it makes it not work. But you know what I mean here with this tree thing. Maybe have it. So this is, I just love finding amazing art. Let's see here. I want to make this one. You can see here it's got like the placement. It's gonna cover perfectly, and even though it doesn't cover perfectly, it's gonna look like it's covering perfectly because you're not gonna see. Bye, David. Thank you for being here. You're not gonna see the old tattoo because there's so much other things going on that you're focusing on, you know? So a tree like this would be awesome. But then again, I mean, when you're looking at this painting as it is, now it's, you know, you see this shape here. I'm gonna try to, if I do this, copy, paste. My little trick here is to put image, you know, copy the image on top again. So now we can see the top image, and then we are using the eraser in the middle here just to see what it would look like if, you know, put another layer here just so I can see that I'm actually okay, yes, and then the correct layer, yes, okay, that I'm actually sort of, you know what I mean, I'm choosing what area of the skin is going to be covered with the tattoo. I'm sort of painting the image, but I'm not. I'm really cutting a hole in the image, taking away that layer, and then we can see the tree in the middle layer. You understand? So, and this is something that I would really like to do, like something like this. We can smudge stuff, you know, we go into the tree here and we can just smudge it so that we don't see that line. And this is not, you know, the biggest deal. Like, this is not, we're not ruining it. We're just having a bit of a plan to like what is going on here. And then we can't see the full back, you know. I would love to see like a photo of her back, like in the straight, perfect angle, straight ahead. Her arms would be down and not like that. So down with your arms relaxed, and then someone has to take a photo from, you know, from the back, and without the bra, without any sweater, just like naked. And that's the best way to take a photo of your back if you want to sort of plan the tattoo. But yeah, that, like, just to show you how easy it can be to sort of just like plan a tattoo like this. You see that even though like this is like full opacity, you know, and this is what you would sort of, it would look like this when it's done, and then when it's healed, it's going to go down a little bit. So about 80% is what I usually say that's very, you know, normal, that it loses sort of 20% of the saturation and the contrast and everything. So it's going to be a little softer. But even though, even though if you had like a really bad luck and you got down to like 60%, even though it's going to look even better, but probably it's going to end up around 70 or 80%, and still that looks pretty cool. you can, I'm not saying you should copy this photo and just add it. I'm saying that you can use this as a model, and then the artist uses this as a model, and then adding stuff, changing colors, adding fairies, adding a house, adding some, I don't know, flowers. Could be anything, but it's just to have that basic thing, like something darker and something detailed is going on just where that tattoo was, it's important. And to cover up a tattoo like this, or to cover up a tattoo in any way, you need 3 things. It's darkness, it has to be darker than it was. Like, in general, the whole thing should be darker than it was. It cannot be lighter than it was, So it needs to be darker. It needs to be bigger. So you have to go bigger than it usually was, than it originally was. You can't make a cover-up that is smaller than a tattoo. So you need to go bigger. The bigger you go, the more room you have for light tattoos. Tattoos that are not meant to cover up. I was not talking to you, Google. That was 2 things. Darker, bigger. And the third thing you need is sort of illusions, details that are making you focus on them and sort of taking your mind off the old one, so we're almost making an illusion here. It doesn't have to be genuinely covering perfectly. It has to look like it's covering, because it's so many details that is, you have your eye on that instead of what's behind it, So yeah, that was this. That's sort of what I would do. This is an easy thing. If the client comes in and like, yes, I want this exact painting of this fairy tale tree that I found on Pinterest or Google, and I would do that. I would just, first of all, I would sort of maybe check to see who painted this, who made this. Is it a digital drawing? What is it? Who made this? And then I would actually try to see if I can contact them and ask, or ask the client to do so also. Maybe they know, who this is, or is a fan of them, and they can ask, is it okay that I tattoo a copy of this? Otherwise, sometimes when we don't want to change anything and just keep the original painting or drawing, it's just to sort of, I usually just write it in the captions and the description. I credit the artist, and I just let everyone know that this is an amazing artwork by this artist, this photographer, this something like that, and then you credit it. But that's sort of like plan B. If you don't get a hold of them, you credit them. And I don't know about rules. There may be different rules and laws about that around the world, but yeah, that's what I do. Okay, you are silent now, chat. But I'm glad I'm glad. Usually that means you are, you like what you see. Usually. But yeah, Shawwal, thank you so much for a super chat. How long after you get a TAT can you go swimming? It's actually water in any type. I'm talking bathtub, pool swimming, sauna, which is sort of steam. So any kind of swimming, anything that is soaking your tattoo into water, that is not good for the tattoo for at least 3 to 4 weeks. because it's sort of the first stage is the healing process. In the healing process, it's an open wound, so it's sort of like a sponge. It's very open, and so it will sort of attract bacteria and bad stuff very easily. So the more time you wait, the better. Showers are totally fine after, the first day if you want, because it's clean water and you're not putting the tattoo and soaking it. You're just running water, um, you know, above it, past it, and it's totally fine to sort of clean your tattoo, but do not bathe in waters. Bathe in tattoos, definitely, but not in water. Is a painting better than a photo for this? That's sort of very individual, what you prefer, what you like. Some like paintings, some like photos. I like both. I tattoo realistic motives, but it also means because I'm a sort of a copy machine. I always loved copying a thing and making that copy perfect or even better, if it's a portrait or a flower or your tractor, it could be anything, buildings even. It's so much fun. So I also copy paintings. Like it would be amazing to do these like really famous paintings like Mona Lisa or something like that. What are you going to be for Halloween? We I haven't been celebrating Halloween that much that I actually wanted to. So, yeah, and for me, it's sort of still early to think about it. I sort of always forget about Halloween, and then it's like, oh my God, it's tomorrow. So, yeah, but now you got me thinking, so we'll see. Have you ever tattooed a painting, like copied a painting? Yes, I did, actually. I do have some in my gallery, some religious paintings, and a lot of religious paintings actually. I like that. I love those actually. So yeah, you can check it out if you want. Sorry, Shiro, for something. I don't know what you said. I can't see that from here. Um, yes, I can. Sorry. Do you think having a diploma or a degree matter when you want an apprenticeship? My teacher said you need to go to the art academy to be a true artist. I personally disagree. Yeah, you don't need to. Um, there's no. I mean, I personally like it when. I mean, I don't know. I look for talent. It's like going to auditioning in The Voice or American Idol. Those talent shows, and you're auditioning there. They're looking at your talent. Like, do we see a potential here? Can we see a star here? And that's sort of what I'm looking for in an apprentice. I don't look at what high school or diploma or anything. I look at their work, period. And then I see their personality as well. Like, okay, is this person gonna be, a great apprentice in my shop? Can I teach her or him some things? Will we connect? Will this person connect with the clients? Stuff like that. So that matters so much more. Yeah, I'm gonna do more questions later, okay? So, because we have many consultations and so little time. Let's see here. This is Cameron. And Cameron says, I'm stuck for what to do to make my kick-ass sleeve with what I've got on my forearm. I don't want to cover it up as it was drawn for me by my husband. It's a Celtic-inspired dragon. What would you suggest to make it awesome? So you don't want to cover it up, but you want to make it awesome. You want to keep it. There's one thought like comes straight to my mind, and I found a photo reference because I do photorealism, and that is to make some of the snake become realistic. It's going to come alive. And that's what we're going to do right now, okay? If I can remember how to do that properly. Yep. Just sketching here. Right now I'm just removing the background. Let's see here. Cut. No, that was not it. That's it. Cut. Okay. So yeah, now it's a little bit sketchy, so we're going to clean that up a little bit. I just found a snake that is sort of, you can see it from the top, so it's going to be easy to sort of shape it the way we want. And it has some patterns on the back which are cool, and it has texture, so you can see the scales, and it has shape, you know, it has a shading, so you can see that it is in sort of a 3D, three-dimensional. It looks like, you know, it's not a flat photo. It has lights and shadows. So that's important when you want things to sort of pop out a little bit. No sound? Really? Let me know if more of you do not hear any sound. But from where I sit, it looks like it's okay. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, so I'm not going to clean this up too much because we're going to do some changes on it anyway. Oops, I just destroyed it some places, but... Okay, sound is good, good. Yeah, do you guys think that it's okay with this just seeing the screen, or would you like to see a camera from top when you can see the pen? Is that, how do you think? Do you think this is better, or is it better when you see from the top? Give me some ideas on that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna sort of cut this snake up in little pieces in a way. And let's see here, freehand, and then I'm just gonna draw, just gonna cut off his head really. No, but first, before I do that, I wanna reshape it a little bit. No, and make it a little bit bigger. And then we're just gonna, just gonna check that the head is sort of the same, almost the same size. The snake could almost be the same size, you know what I mean? Then I'm gonna turn it around again, maybe. I wanna turn it around so I can see the whole thing. Maybe I can't do that. No, I actually can't. But that doesn't matter really, because we're not gonna need the tail anyway. We're just gonna need the head. Not only the head, but we're going to start with the head. So I'm cutting out the head and a little bit of the neck here, and cut, paste, no, cut a new layer, paste. Let's see here, one more time. It's not always easy, you know, to do this super fast, but... And then you see the neck is going the wrong way, so we have to flip it. piece again. We're going to steal. Let's see here. The part should be. Yep. See, that was a lucky one because we actually sort of got it perfect match here, guys. Let's see here. And then there, cut, new layer, paste. I'm just gonna keep that hidden in case we need it for something else. And then we have this one. We're just gonna tweak it a little bit. And then let's see here, which one was that? It was it was liquefy. Yes, I love this. You see, I can just move it around, tweak it, you know. Let's see here on the outside. I need to make it sort of as, you know, we need to make it the same size as it was originally. Then we can just pull that a little bit down there. And yep, okay. And then I'm just gonna, and then we can just sort of make this just a little bit transparent and make it sort of gradually come out from the tattoo, you know? And then we can do that more places. So it's sort of like not only this ending piece here, but it could be at the bottom there, or it could be several more places that is like coming alive. I'm just gonna merge these two together. So this is one piece now. I'm gonna delete that now. And we can play around with they changed some things in the Procreate program. So magenta, yes, and then more blue. The more blue, the colder you have a tattoo, the easier it's gonna be to cover up those, you know, those old lines and stuff that you don't want to have anymore. So let's see here. Here, saturate. No, saturate. I did that. Color bounce. Okay. Ah, it's not the right one. Maybe it's that one. Yes, hue is what I wanted to have. Then you can sort of play around with the different colors and see what you like. Maybe we'll stick to this one, but make it a little bit less saturated, so it's like not too green and too red, and make it a little bit darker. And we need something else, which is shadow. And an easy way to do that is just to copy and paste the layer so that this one becomes the shadow. And then motion blur. Is that? No. Let's see here. If I do that one. Okay. Should be here. Let's see. First, saturation layer. Make it black. And then, is it motion blur or Gaussian blur? I think it is. Yeah, Gaussian blur. Because then you can just make this as blurry as you want. And then we're going it just down a notch. And then we have a shadow. I'm gonna make that shadow a little bit transparent, so it's not super, too much. And then I'm just gonna do one more thing. Let's see here. I'm gonna merge down these two, and then I'm gonna delete. Oh, welcome, Jet Petty. Thank you for becoming a member. That is very nice of you. So now I'm just deleting the snake in this area so that we're keeping the old tattoo just going above it, you know? So yeah, that was sort of the beginning of this tattoo, of what you can do to make it sort of come alive. And yeah. Would you typically do this in front of the client, or do you do it on your own when bring them to show them? It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm sort of designing a whole back piece or something, then that will sort of take weeks for me to do, or at least, days or nights when I have the time to do so, because it takes a lot of hours. So I don't have many hours every night to do this. So I do that on my spare time. And but if I'm doing a portrait and we just need a little change, or we're adding something, then I'm doing that right then and there with the client. Linda Keong, welcome as a member. Thank you so much. It really means a lot, guys. Thank you. You're helping me to keep the TAT chat alive. Thank you for that. Do you accept walk-ins? Very rarely, so I would just say no. I think no. No. Usually I have a long waiting list. Now it's not that bad, but yeah, it's not. I don't take walk-ins now. But yeah, thank you, Linda, and thank you, Jet Petty. So, okay, we'll just have to move on to the next one, guys. And let's do this one. First, when I saw this, I was like, no, oh my God, what can I do? It's so difficult, because this is Daphne, and she says, I want to cover up just on the lettering. The sun has a lot of meaning for me, so I don't mind keeping it like that. Okay? The lettering is what I want covered up. I'm a hairdresser, so anything related to that, I love it. I don't mind colors, my legs are full. And that's, when I saw this first, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so difficult. And then it just sort of hit me, like it does sometimes. So my thought, and I did like a little research, I found one photo that could be sort of our model here. So I was thinking, let's do a cool portrait, but let's make her comic. So I just found this portrait, and just to make this easy peasy, so that you understand what I want to do here, I'm going to make her a little bit transparent, and linear looks good, just to like show you what it could look like. And then, because what I was thinking, okay, she wants the text removed, right? So how do we do that? First, we are going to align the thing so that her hair is covering the script. And then the sun and that little cross there, that can be her tattoos. So that's what I thought would be cool. And let's see here. I just want to have a little bit of her hair also, but I want to see the glasses there, so I think that could be cool. Something like that. Okay. And then, as I said, this is not like, it's not going to be a portrait of her. It's going to be, she's just used as a model. So first of all, I'm just gonna sort of make her into a comic girl-ish way. Let's see here if I can. I'm so bad with circles, so a trick is to, with Procreate you can make any circle good in a way. And let's see here, and then I can move this around, and then I can just copy this and paste, and then move it, and then edit it a little bit. Freeform. Okay. Something like that. And then I'm just going to start drawing her like details here, just easy. As I'm saying, like, this is just my little quick sketch, so we're not making this super perfect right now because we don't have the time for that. So I'm just like using her as a model. She can have a nice eyeliner there. We're tweaking some things and we're keeping some things like it is, you know. But I really do love sunglasses. It's always cool. It looks so good when you're doing it, you know, when you're having sunglasses. It sort of makes the whole image pop a little bit, and it looks very cool. So this is the typical thing that tattoo artists do, you know. We trace a lot. I think that's so fine to do so. It's not a bad thing to trace. You actually learn so much from tracing stuff. I'm not sure she's gonna have a necklace at all, actually. I think we're just gonna do something like this instead. Have her hair a little bit off to the side there. Now I'm sort of drawing outside of her and the actual arm here, but that's just to like see you know, the structure of the hair, which direction it's going in and everything. So, and then we have this hair. Now we have to make it longer, you know, since we have to cover this text here. So I'm just making more lines. So her hair is going to be longer there. We're adding some texture, and then we can actually, I don't know, I don't want to make, you know, at the bottom there, we can't just like put a black, so we need to use and make this as transparent as we can, where we can, you know what I mean? So maybe something like that when I'm using the lines and making this. And when we can even have some lines that are sort of going that way, you know what I mean? Because then, oh, it just disappeared. But we don't want curls in here, but remember we have to do that just to sort of help with those lines, you know what I mean? So, and then from up there, then that can just be darker and darker and have, you know, she can have almost like black hair. We just need to have some structure here and there. Maybe she should have curls, actually. Well, we can change that, but I mean, not right now, but you know what I mean. We can, when you see that the straight hair doesn't work, then she can have curls. A lushy lip, or whatever it's called, just to give. I mean, I think it's cool when you're making these into sort of like comic. I just think that it looks nice. And then you can, you know, in the sunglasses, you can like, no, I don't want this view that she's, I don't know, she's looking out a window or something. You can add whatever you want there. You can have palm trees. Oh yeah, well, let's do palm trees. Because she's on the beach, you know. Whatever, you can do whatever you want to do in here, but then you have to sort of make it palm trees there as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then sort of just, as I said, this is not gonna be a portrait of this girl. This, we're sort of making our own girl that the client, you know, thinks looks cool or is sort of symbolizing what she does. You know, if she's a hairdresser, then we need to sort of symbolize that and make something cool. So, you know what I mean. And then when we sort of fade her a little bit more, because we're not, as I said, we're not using her, but we're using her as a model. And then when she gets black hair, we're gonna cover that up, you know, with a black hair. You're not coloring it like totally black, but it sort of looks like she has those tattoos right here on her chest, you know. And I think that could look cool. Maybe she can have even more tattoos. Maybe she can have a little braid in her hair, or we could do anything, you know. And you could do it like really cartoony and even bolder lines, or you can do it more realistic and add some cool background and everything. But yeah, this is what I would do. Just keep that as a tattoo. The sun is her tattoo, and then the script is covered up in black hair, blue hair, purple hair, anything that is blue or purple or maybe teal, but it needs to be sort of dark hair, at least on the script area. So yeah, that was that one, and we can actually do one more, shall we? Let's see here. I'm just gonna do this one, which is sorry, this is a lily. Is it possible to cover up that dark tattoo with color or lighten it up with white? This is, I would not do a cover up on this because it's very gray. You could of course do that, but it's gonna take many sessions because it's filled with many things. But the thing is that this doesn't actually look that bad. It's more like it's sort of grayish. Everything is, except the diamond heart, that actually looks really good. I love that. But the rest around it, I can sort of see that it's supposed to be lilies and butterflies, but it's so blended together in this gray something. So what I would suggest about this is to actually just go in and make contrast. First, just like go in and dark, like use blacken it up. Get that butterfly to sort of shine again. You know what I mean? Just gonna do this fast now, but you know what I mean here. So get it black again, The black needs to be black. I'm not the best on butterfly bodies. That's not something you do every day. The wings are easier enough though. And then I see how the little scarring thing in the legs here. But you know what I mean? Let's see here. Okay, darker. And then you have the flower here, just making it more visible. Darken these lines, simplify it. Simplify it a little bit. The darker tones need to be darker first. I'm gonna do some shading here as well. Let's see here if I can do that. Oh, airbrush, okay. Yeah. Oh, a little bit too big, okay. And then transparent a little bit. And of course we need to go in like slower than I'm doing right now. But yeah, we're running out of time. Yeah, so just, as I said, just go in and make darker areas, make it pop. Not everywhere, but make those areas where you need to sort of show that, oh yeah, this is a leaf and it's going this way. You sort of have to, you can exaggerate a little bit. I'm just going in like super fast now, because what I want to show you is that when you have darkened the areas that are supposed to be dark but just aren't dark enough, then you go in and make highlights and do the opposite, like highlight those things that should be white. And I know, and you know, it's not going to stay white. It's not going to turn out white. But I'm going to show you that it looks like you didn't get any white on this tattoo. And I think that's a shame, because it would look very nice with white. And like I'm doing now, you never sort of color stuff with white. Maybe a small triangle like that, but not bigger than that, because it won't stay white. The bigger areas you make white, the more chance that it will turn into a yellow or pinkish a zone, you know, or an area. So sort of like less is more here. Choose the ones that really matter and make them pop. Black and white, it's a contrast thing. And then this is not realistic, but as I said, like 80%, 70 maybe, 60, even 60. You see that it's going to fade. But even though if we go down to 40%, even though we lose 60%, it's going to look better than what it was, you know? You see the difference there, and that's just a 40%. So, contrast, people. Black and white. So I didn't get to do all of the consultations that I wanted to do today, but we'll keep those for later. So you can have some last minutes of questions here. Darlene, so what do you recommend then if I want mostly white cartoon character tattooed? A white cartoon character, like let's say you want Snoopy, or I get what you're saying here, because you shouldn't be coloring it with white. So what do? If it's a flat white, you could either keep it like your skin color, and then you color everything around it, so that, and the darker you go around this area, this will look very white. It will look light enough to look like it's white. Or you can of course use like maybe light gray, and then you can add white into that, and then the same thing, it's going to be a contrast. You can, of course, some tattoo artists are very experienced with coloring with white, but even though they might be very experienced and super professional and doing a lot of white, you can never have that guarantee that it's going to stay white. So adding a little bit of gray in there or blue, it's going to help, but to get it solid, it's very difficult, and your skin is going to be on top of the ink anyway, so it's never going to be totally white. And sometimes if I do a white flower, it's not super flat, it's shaded, then you just use gray tones and use white in highlights, and then it will look white but just having a shape. If you shape white, it needs shadows, but it can still look white. Question, do you have the back of your neck tattooed? If so, how bad was the pain? Thank you, Gangsta Love, Phoebe. I have this. Can you see that? Yeah, it was the ohm sign or something. Oh, I really need to shave my neck though. But yeah, I don't think it was a bad area at all. I think it was one of the least painful areas I've ever tattooed. So much worse on the front here and there and here. But yeah, that was sort of actually it for this episode of the TAT Chat. I hope you enjoyed it. And for those of you who want to chat more, join me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/electriclinda. We'll do an hour of just relaxed, chill streaming there. Next episode in 1 week, I'm going to react on animal tattoos, on your animal tattoos. So if you have a tattoo of an animal, we're going to have that as a theme for next week, okay? So please use the submission form on tatchat.com within this upcoming week. Upload a photo of your animal tattoo, and maybe I have time to react on it, or react to it, or yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, see you in a week here on the TAT Chat, and for those of you who want, I'll see you on Twitch in like 2 minutes. Okay, bye. Thank you for being here. Bye.
This is the TAT Chat with Electric Linda.